Let us execute an immediate sweeping analytical vector shift away from the shadow-drenched supernatural territories of fated mate shifter packs, legacy bloodline conspiracies, and lethal wilderness trials, and enter directly into the hyper-monitored, calculation-heavy tracking grids of contemporary academic sports romance, intensive forced collegiate proximity, and the deeply protective world of elite university athletics. We are crossing the threshold directly into the frost-rammed, high-stakes training facilities of a top-tier collegiate sports program, exclusive athletic scholarship tracking notes, and the lethal analytical parameters of an unyielding academic meets athletic rivalry configuration with Collide, the exceptional pulse-pounding debut structural deployment anchoring the globally dominant chart-topping Off the Ice series by the absolute undisputed sovereign of sharp collegiate banter, multi-sport training friction, and high-velocity emotional tension, Bal Khabra. This high-stakes narrative tracking sequence delivers an exceptional look at an operational crossroad where a fierce, hyper-focused academic asset running a strict medical path, a powerful, dangerously territorial collegiate hockey captain, and an absolute defense of a student's personal sovereignty metrics collide at terminal velocity. Let us map the strategic narrative grid. If you are an elite enthusiast of high-octane, slow-burn contemporary thrillers where a targeted, hyper-observant female protagonist must navigate an absolute maze of university athletic department politics, forced facility sharing schedules, and a deadly ring of active academic gaslighting while running a blind survival loop inside a completely compromised collegiate ecosystem where an analytical mind uses deep research profiling, calculated emotional boundaries, and absolute intellectual stamina to outmaneuver an invisible predatory campus landscape, and where the author utilizes an incandescent enemies-to-lovers academic forced proximity diagnostic routine to test our hero's structural limits, this book is engineered to lock you in. Khabra completely dominates the hockey player meets pre-med student dynamic, capturing the heart-racing emotional momentum, suffocating institutional paranoia, and heavy deductive depth popularized by genre vargs like Elle Kennedy, Hannah Grace, Liz Tomford, and Megan Quinn, while treating realistic university franchise logistics, complex relationship alignment structures, and protective athletic tradecraft grids with absolute technical mastery. The narrative tracking grids zeroes in on the highly volatile, calculation-heavy baseline of our central academic couple, operating under a severe, calculation-heavy handicap of massive department scrutiny, deep-seated intersport facility rivalries, and a hyper-visible targeting profile by the university's athletic capos. Behind their rigorous lecture hall footprints and tense arena scheduling logs lies an intricate matrix of hidden faction allegiances, deeply buried emotional secrets, and sharp, high-stakes academic maneuvers. Our central female protagonist, Summer Preston's collective defense mechanisms are locked down tight behind a lifetime of outrunning exploitation, her entire analytical focus strictly consumed by monitoring sudden threat vectors from rival pre-med students, parsing complex behavioral shifts from her powerful, cold-eyed hockey captain partner, and shielding her vulnerable personal autonomy nodes from being entirely wiped out by a ruthless corporate or athletic cleanup offensive. The spark ignites when an unexpected high-frequency structural anomaly breaches her active scanning perimeter. Due to a massive facility crisis, Summer is forced to share her precious research parameters and physical space with the formidable hockey asset, Aiden Crawford. To survive a lethal imminent academic deadline, they are forced to construct a strict counterfeit alliance pact only for a series of suspicious administrative sabotage attempts, targeted athletic setups, and calculation-heavy arena ambushes to threaten to permanently eliminate them from the university roster. The official diagnostic metrics of the campus tracking centers flash white-hot when their joint public operations and defensive movements reveal that their alliance is radically, impossibly altering the university's historical balance of athletic power. The standard boundaries of routine collegiate rivalries and peaceful academic protocols crumble, and our central protagonists run completely out of standard diplomatic escape vectors. They are thrust directly into an active, invisible war across the territory, where deceptive athletic departments, highly manipulative coaching agents, and a calculation-heavy underground media team launch aggressive countermeasures to permanently suppress their survival data stream. The tactical parameters instantly explode as their historical and survival war turns completely active, transforming the exclusive high society sports galas, dark arena tunnels, and private fortified campus compounds into a volatile psychological pressure cooker and a physical battle zone.
Our veteran survivalist protagonist is forced to deploy her massive intuitive tradecraft, environmental mapping skills, and raw emotional stamina to maintain her perimeter before the next competitive alignment permanently deletes her progress. When deceptive romantic red herrings, corrupted financial ledgers, and calculation-heavy arena ambushes launch aggressive plays to delete her path, her survival instincts engage her final deployment tracks. Every midnight library excavation, every silent choice to stand off against an arrogant athletic boss behind standard security barriers, and every intense moment of channeling raw, unyielding survival mechanics chips away at her reliance on original peaceful rules. What follows is an exceptional, high-stakes war of perspective, tactical position, and raw human grit. We watch the athletic elite's deceptive perimeters completely unwrapped as Khabra reveals that the true victory requires more than just surviving an initial setup or managing a forced relationship. It demands an absolute, uncompromising defense of individual dignity, personal truth, and systemic survival against a cold, calculating machine of institutional hierarchy and athletic supremacy. While our central characters smooth over each other's psychological and defensive blind spots with devastating analytical force, creating a fiercely protective web of absolute loyalty around their union, a brutal series of close-quarters tactical confrontations and high-stakes evidentiary breakthroughs shifts the clock into its terminal phase, proving that historical emotional hazards have tracked them to their final outpost. To survive the impending locked grid trap and permanently secure her sanctuary, our resilient heroine must unyield an absolute defense of her final boundary lines. It is a contemporary sports romance, hockey captain proximity suspense, collegiate athletic drama, and high-velocity contemporary academic noir masterpiece that treats deep relational logistics and intense structural friction with elite precision. The tension here burns with a sharp, calculation-heavy intensity. We are talking about that high-frequency, one-whispered confession triggers a fatal arena showdown energy, where a sudden pause during an active franchise tactical briefing, an unexpected shift in an adversary's protective physical posture during a high-stakes locker room confrontation, where a heavy, possessive realization that an elite team captain has completely mapped your personal coordinates carries massive structural weight. Khabra writes with an exceptionally fresh, vivid, and beautifully blunt voice, perfectly capturing the cold, italic rack of an ice resurfacing machine, the oppressive, heavy atmosphere of a private training vault before a major playoff game, and the distinct, subtle scent of polished leather, expensive winter wear, carbon fiber, energy compounds, rain-slicked arena streets, and pure, unadulterated suspense. What truly elevates this introductory franchise entry into elite territory is the author's unmatched ability to balance complex, high-stakes teammate dynamics and genuine romantic power tradecraft, alongside a breathtaking narrative pace and deep emotional hooks. Our protagonists don't rely on unbelievable, superficial Hollywood superhero action tropes. Their immense situational intelligence, strategic patience, and profound survival instincts match the complexity of the chaotic modern corporate and athletic underworld they dominate step for step, making their choices to risk everything feel profoundly authentic and deeply gripping. The pacing moves with calculated momentum, tracking intense conversational standoffs and breathtaking tactical breakthroughs before ratcheting up to an absolute, jaw-dropping conclusion that delivers total, hard-earned advancement to their horizon. Collide is the definitive, pro-level upgrade your high-stakes contemporary romance and contemporary sports suspense library demands right now. It is elegant, immensely fast-paced, and utterly unput-outable. It proves that when your entire sanctuary is targeted by a cold, calculating institutional monster, the most revolutionary play you can execute is to lock your perimeters, trust your elite survival training, and fight like hell alongside your network to rewrite the data. So, secure your personal reading sanctuary, review your emotional defensive perimeters, open your Kindle, and prepare to track the ice.